Chapter number 16 is a divine and demoniac nature. And in the divine and the connection between the two, chapter number 15 and chapter number 16, is that in chapter number 15, we learned about this inverted banyan tree. And in chapter number and this inverted banyan tree is nourished by three modes of material nature and our desires. And in chapter number 16, Lord Krishna describes divine qualities. Lord Krishna describes about 26 divine qualities which will liberate us from this banyan tree, and demoniac qualities and mentalities which will bind us to this banyan tree or can take us down and ultimately to the hellish life. So, first we are going to learn 26 divine qualities which will lead to liberation from the material world. So, what are these 26 divine qualities which will help us to progress on our path of Krishna consciousness? So, Lord Krishna tells in first sloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 16, Lord Krishna is saying, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Abhayam Sattva Samashuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti Danam Damsa Cha Yagnascha Swadhyayashtapa Arjavam. So this is the first set of 20, first set out of this 26 qualities in in shloka number 1, chapter 16. Lord Krishna is describing, and we are going to learn one by one qualities. Now, the important thing is that, friends, even though they are 26 different qualities, and uh, you may feel that these qualities are very difficult to develop in one person. But the beauty of bhakti process is that when we do bhakti, when we surrender to Krishna, all these godly qualities they develop automatically, which means that all these wonderful 26 divine qualities which Lord Krishna is describing are the byproducts of process of bhakti. If you are non-devotee, if you are not surrendered to Krishna, then you will have to try to develop these 26 qualities. And it might be difficult to develop all this in 10%, 100%. However, a devotee, more he surrenders, all these qualities develop in devotees 100%. And we'll see that with examples from the lives of devotees who have developed these qualities. So, first quality, which Lord Krishna says here, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Abhayam Sattva Samashuddhir. So let's understand the first quality, Abhayam. Abhayam means fearlessness. Bhaya means fear, and Abhaya means no fear. Now, which is the greatest fear anybody can have in their life? The greatest fear for all of us is the death. Now, currently, everybody across the world is afraid of death. Fear of death is the worst for everybody. However, a devotee of Lord is completely dependent on the Lord's mercy. And he is convinced that he or she is convinced that Paramatma, Lord Krishna, he is there with me in my heart. Lord Krishna is situated in our heart as Paramatma. So a devotee is completely dependent on Krishna, and he will say, Rakhe Krishna Mare Ken, Mare Krishna Rakhe Ken. If Krishna wants to protect me, nobody can kill me. And if Krishna wants to kill me, nobody can protect me. So a devotee of Lord is completely dependent on Lord's mercy. And we can see that in the life of Prahlad Maharaj. There is a great story about Prahlad, a little boy, 5-year-old boy, constantly worshipping Lord Krishna, and his father was a demon, Hiranyakashipu. He wanted to kill Prahlad, and he tried to kill Prahlad variety of ways. But the Prahlad, so much surrendered to Lord Krishna that he was determined that no matter what happens, I'm not going to give up Krishna's holy name. And he kept on chanting. And whenever and wherever there was a problem, Krishna came and protected Prahlad. And then there is a story of Mirabai, a famous saint from North India. Mirabai's husband tried to poison her. But then Mirabai was saved by Lord Krishna. There is an example of Narsimha Mehta from Gujarat. Narsimha Mehta was so much dependent on Krishna that Krishna came and looked after all the responsibilities of Narsimha Mehta. And Srila Prabhupada, who traveled all over to America from India with two massive heart attacks. But he was always protected by Krishna because Srila Prabhupada was completely dependent on mercy of Lord Krishna. And with no support, with zero support, he established 108 temples across the world, and he distributed Bhagavad Gita, millions of copies through his disciples. So a devotee of Lord is completely dependent on Lord. That saying that a devotee is not careless. Okay, now say there is a coronavirus situation, and we say we are devotees, we are surrendered, so nothing will happen. That is not going to work. God helps to those who help themselves. So if we are completely dependent on Krishna, but that does not mean that we go and put our head in the tiger's mouth. Okay, so we have to be really, really careful. Even though we are fearless, we are dependent on Krishna's mercy. However, it doesn't mean that we don't wash our hands, we don't wear the mask, we don't keep the distance, or we drive carelessly. A number of deaths at this time happening is because of careless driving or our dietary habits. It is not that we are going to eat all the junk food so that our health deteriorates. No. A devotee is very careful about his body as well at the same time, because this body is the temple in which Krishna is residing. We keep our temple very nice and clean. Similarly, the body is the temple in which Krishna is residing, so we are going to take care of the body as well. So doing exercise, having proper diet, meditation, japa, doing all the regular things, cleanliness, all these are important. At the same time, the most important thing is the dependent on mercy of Krishna. Next quality, what Lord Krishna is describing is sattva samashuddhi. Next quality which is suitable for liberation is purification of one's existence. Sattva samashuddhi. What does purification of one's existence means? Which means that strictly following rules and regulations. And we have talked about these 4 rules and regulations which are very important for purification. First one is no meat eating, no violence. Second is no gambling, no lottery, no any sort of gambling. Number 3, no addiction. No addiction of tea, coffee, no addiction of any other alcohol or smoking or like that. Be away from that. And 4th process is no relationship outside marriage life. These are the 4 important purificatory principles. If we can follow these 4 principles, then these principles are suitable for liberation from the material world. And bhakti process involves all this. So as I said, sattva samashuddhi, if we are following the bhakti, then this is a byproduct. It is automatically achieved. Next quality, Lord Krishna says, is jnana yoga vyavasthitihi, which means cultivation of knowledge. And what is knowledge? Knowledge is nothing but understanding that we are spirit soul, this body is temporary, we are servant of Krishna, and our duty is to serve Krishna. So that is called as Jnana Yoga Vyavasthita. So what we are doing at this time is Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. And Bhagavad Gita is part of bhakti process. In Bhakti involves following four regulative principles, regularly chanting the Japa, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and regularly reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So, as I said, if you follow the Bhakti, all this is automatically included. Next quality which Lord Krishna is saying is Dhanam, charity. Lord Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita how to give charity. And we will learn that in the next chapter, 17th, where different types of faith. And in that, Lord Krishna says about charity in the mode of goodness, charity in the mode of passion, and charity in the mode of ignorance. And when we give charity to someone by keeping Krishna in the center, that is called as charity in the mode of goodness. And it is very, very important. We all should learn to give charity. Like if you are making, say, $1 a day, you can afford to give 1 cent. If you are making $10 a day, you can give 10 cents. If you are making $100 a day, give $1. If you are making $1,000 a day, give $10. At least we can give 1% of what we are earning. Ideally, we should be giving more than 10% of our earning. And as per the Vedic literature, actual recommendation is 50% of our earnings should be donated. But we cannot give that much because we have so many expenses coming up. Our bills are very high now. So at least 10% of our earning should go for a donation to the right cause, to the right people at the right time, at the right place. And we are going to talk this in detail when we learn next chapter, charity. Then Dhamma, mind control. Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna that mind control is very, very important. Mind wants so many things, but that doesn't mean that we satisfy all the demands of mind. We try to explain mind through intelligence, and then we can. It is suitable for. So in the chapter number 6, Lord Krishna said, "Abhyasa tu kaunteya." So with proper practice, it is possible to control mind. And what is that mind control technique? So mind control technique is mantra. Mantra. Man means mind and tra means to deliver. So if we regularly recite, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whenever mind is empty, when we are not doing anything, just ask mind to focus on this mantra. And bhakti involves chanting japa. So mind control is easy when we are following bhakti process. Next one is yagna, sacrifice. Now there is various types of yagna. In chapter number 4, we learned all the types of yagna. Dravya yagna, then gnana yagna, then fire sacrifice, all those types of sacrifice. But we are in the Kali Yuga, and the Kali Yuga, the recommended yagna is called a Sankirtan yagna, which means that the chanting of the holy name is the best sacrifice. So if you get opportunity, keep on chanting, and that is yagna. That is the best sacrifices, Sankirtan yagna, and it's part of bhakti process. Next quality, which Lord Krishna is describing in chapter number 16, shloka 1, is the swadhyaya, study of Vedic literature. So when you learn, then you meditate upon the learning. That is called swadhyaya. Then next is tapa, austerity. Various types of austerities are very important, like say fasting on the Ekadashi day. It is a very important austerity. Getting up early in the morning, a very important austerity. Chanting the mantras, reading Bhagavad Gita, eating prasadam only, nothing else. Yeah, that is austerity, which means that you have decided now that no matter what happens, without offering it to Krishna, I'm not going to eat any food. That is an austerity. I'm not going to eat onion and garlic. That is a big austerity. Friends, believe me, in Canada also, many of the items have onion and garlic, which is the food in the mode of tamaguna. So it is recommended. Some of the austerities we have to take voluntarily. And more austere we become, our life becomes controlled, our mind becomes controlled. That is the purpose. And the next quality Lord Krishna is saying is simplicity, arjavam. Simplicity means simple living, high thinking. No more dependence on the material facilities. If we have material facilities, we will use it for service of Krishna. Like I have computer, I will use it for service of Krishna. I have a cell phone, I will use it for service of Krishna. Like that. So it is not that simplicity means we give up what we have, but try to use it in service of Krishna. That is called Yukta Vairagya. Uh, Then next quality, Lord Krishna says in second shloka, Ahimsa satyam akrodhas tyaga shantir apaishunam daya bhuteshva alopvam mardvam harir achapalam. So let's learn this next set of qualities Lord Krishna is saying. First one is ahimsa, non-violence. And the devotees by nature are very kind, and they are like compassionate. That is the quality of devotee. Like Arjuna also was a devotee of Lord, and he was becoming very compassionate towards all the people who assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Ahimsa. A devotee is non-violent to everyone, not only for. Sometimes people say that you ask some people, why are you killing animals? They say animals have no soul. How is that? Every living entity has soul. What, like if you are going to get punished if you're killing a human being, then similarly, in the eyes of Lord, you will be punished for killing animals also. So we should be considerate of humans and animals both. you know. So non-violence is very, very important. Next one is satyam, truthfulness. Never tell untruth. And that is very important quality of a devotee, which is suitable for liberation. Next one is akrodha. Actually, let's meditate upon this satyam, truthfulness. Actually, more we talk about Krishna, we do not have to tell anything lie. Why to talk anything which is not required to be talked about, right? So, why should we engage our mind and tongue in talking about politics or films or movies or this and that? It's a wastage of time. So, if you really want to be truthful, then only one way you can be always truthful. And what is that way? Always talk about Krishna and nothing else. And then there is no chance of telling lie. So that is the best way to be truthful is always talk about Krishna. Next one is akrodha, freedom from anger. Sometimes uh, people become angry for no reason. And like I have seen, like many times people are driving on the streets and there is a traffic jam. The people become disturbed and they become angry also. And that is not good. Anger is like a slow poison. We are drinking for ourselves and we are trying to kill ourselves. Because when we become angry, we release various types of hormones. One of them is adrenaline, which is not suitable for our blood pressure, which is not suitable for our lung. So, anger is a poison we are drinking to harm ourselves. So anger is not suitable. So we should not. And then why should we become angry with anyone? If somebody humiliates you, somebody provokes you, somebody does bad to you say that Krishna will take care of it. Why should I be angry at that person? My role is to serve Krishna. My role is to remember Krishna. If he has forgotten or she has forgotten Krishna, that is his problem. And that is why that person is telling me like this. So I'm not going to worry about it. My only duty is to do my job perfectly and dedicate it for service of Krishna. So not to become angry. Next one is Tyaga, renunciation. And as I was telling you earlier, and chapter number 18 of Bhagavad Gita is all about renunciation. And we are going to learn that in detail in chapter number 18, which is the last chapter, perfection of renunciation, it is called as. But renunciation, just briefly summarizing, It is not that you give up whatever you have. It is not that you give up your car and house and everything. You use it, whatever you have, for service of Krishna. So you are, say, millionaire. You have millions of dollars. Wonderful. Use all the money for the welfare of others by keeping Krishna in the center. How can I bring light to the people's life? How can I use whatever I have for service of Krishna? That is called as renunciation. That is called Yukta Vairagya. Tyaga or Vairagya is called as renunciation. Next one is Shanti, tranquility. Artificially, we can try to be Shanta, but it is not possible. But Krishna Bhakta is very Shanta, which is that because he is completely remembering Krishna all the time. Never ever stay away. Satatam kritayanto mam yatantascha dhradavrata. With determination, he is always remembering Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. So when Krishna is there, why to be disturbed? Nothing to be disturbed. Krishna will protect you. A little child, when the child is with mother, child is not worried. My mother is there to protect me. Why should I be worried? Right? So if Krishna is there within our heart, Krishna is traveling with us, then why should we worry about anything else? Just do not worry. Krishna will take care of everything. Just do your duty. Apaishunam, aversion to fault finding. This is very, very important quality, actually, friends. Sometimes we try to find faults or mistakes of others. That is not conducive for bhakti. When we try to see faults of others and we don't try to find good qualities in others. Everybody has plus and minus, but what we do, we take out the positives. We don't worry about the negatives. Like Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada established this Krishna consciousness movement, then around him were many drug addicts. So all those drug addicts were having so many bad qualities. But what Srila Prabhupada did is that, like say somebody was a good painter. Prabhupada asked them, can you please paint for Krishna? So Prabhupada used to tell him a pastime of Krishna. Like say Krishna is sitting with Balramji and all sakhas in the garden and they are eating fruits. Can you draw this picture? And if you have hard copy of Bhagavad Gita, then please see those pictures. Those pictures, so many wonderful pictures are there, which were painted by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. And all of them had all the bad qualities probably, but Srila Prabhupada didn't focus on any of their faults. He focused on their positives and used all the positives for service of Krishna. So, people around us have some plus and minus. So what can we do? We just focus on the positives of somebody and engage those positive aspects in service of Krishna. So instead of finding faults, try to find the good qualities. That is very conducive for bhakti, for liberation. If we criticize others, then that is not good for liberation. Next one is Daya Bhuteshu, mercy for all the living entities. And this is similar to Ahimsa, being kind and compassionate. And this is part of bhakti process. Okay, all these qualities which we are talking about, Ahimsa, Satyam, Akrodha, Tyaga, Shanti, Apaushanam, Daya Bhuteshu, everything is byproduct of bhakti. If we sincerely do bhakti, if we sincerely chant mantra, read Bhagavad Gita daily, and offer the food to Krishna, eat the food of Krishna, prasadam, and spread the message of Bhagavad Gita, we'll be away from all this for a long, long time. And then we'll be surrendering to Krishna. Next one is Aloluktvam, freedom from greed. So this is another thing, we all have some or other sort of greed. Someone has greed of money, somebody has a greed of, say, name, fame. All these are a sort of other greed. Now, how can we be free from greed? We cannot be freed from greed, but we can divert this greed like say I'm greedy for eating say gulab jamun or rasgulla or some sweet, or I'm greedy for eating it. So what do? I will offer the food first to Krishna, and whatever I offer, I will eat it. So freedom from greed means using greed in service of Krishna. So say you are greedy for money, then what you do is divert that greed for service of Krishna. How do you do that? So I like to make $1 million and I want to make opulent, beautiful temple of Lord Krishna where people can come, sit and hear Bhagavad Gita, and I can distribute prasadam to them. Now you make $1 million. There's no problem because now you have converted greed for the welfare. So long we are using the greed for ourselves, we are doing sinful activities. Because more selfish we become, we try to harm others in the greed. But if our intention is that I want to make this money, but not to harm others, I want to use it for service of Krishna, then that becomes positive. That is called as aloluktvam. Next one is Mardvam, gentleness. The devotees are very gentle. They do not offend anyone. They are very kind and very compassionate. They will talk very nicely, not roughly, not hurt anybody like that. So sometimes the truth has to be presented in a very palatable way also. Sometimes, like say, you might see your family members is doing something wrong. Okay, just be gentle, bring them in, criticize in private and appreciate in public. Never be like harsh in the people in front of everybody. So devotee is very gentle and he will tell this person, like you're doing so nice, but this is the problem. Maybe you can correct it very nicely. So that is called as Mardvam. Next one is modesty. Very important. What is modesty? Modesty means not to perform any abominable actions, any bad activities which are harmful to others, like that. So that is modesty, and that is hri. Hri is a Sanskrit word for modesty. The next one is achapalam. Chapal means flickering. Here, there, one time here, one time there, one time here, one time there. Not determined at all. But achapalam means he is determined or she is determined that no matter what happens, I will follow the path of bhakti because there is no other path of other than Krishna consciousness which can relieve so many anxieties, so many miseries. And friends, I'm telling you, this is my experience that there is no path as sublime as Krishna consciousness, which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Dedicating everything for service of Krishna, and you will start seeing wonderful things, magic happening in your life. So, determination will come only if the determination is used for service of Krishna. Otherwise, that determination will not be long lasting. Because now you have love for Krishna, you have affection for Krishna, you have desire to serve Krishna, and what can stop you? Nothing. Like you are determined that I will be no matter what happens, good times or bad times. I have money or I have no money. I don't. I'm not going to worry about it because my role is if I have money, I will use it for service of Krishna. I have no money. Whatever I have, I will use for service of Krishna. So that is determination, and not to worry about anything. Prabhupada ji was so much determined. He came to America with only 40 rupees, which is like $7 at that particular time. And he knew only one person, Gopal Agarwal, in America. And with that, he established the entire Krishna consciousness movement. So he was determined. He got heart attack. He got so many problems, but he was determined that no matter what happens, I'm not going to give up my service to Krishna. So that is called as achapalam, determination, right? And the last set of qualities which Lord Krishna describes, Teja Kshama Dhriti Shaucham adroho natimanita bhavanti sampadam daivim abhijatyasya bharata. So here, Lord Krishna is saying, hey Arjun, Bharata is the son of King Bharat. Arjuna's another name is, so Arjuna has so many names. One of the name here is Bharata, which is the son of King Bharat. Bharatvarsha is named after a king called as Bharat, or King Bharat, and after his name Bharat is labeled. And Arjuna comes in the descendancy of all descendants. Arjuna is one of the descendant of King Bharat. So that is why Lord Krishna is saying Abhijatasya Bharata. That this divine qualities, further he is saying, Teja Kshama Dhritir Shaucham Adroho Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadam Devi. So let's see this. Teja, vigor. What does Teja means or vigor means? Ability to give protection to the people who need help. You know? The idea here is that we are non-violent, but if somebody is harming a weak person, then we become we use all our energy. Like say, our children are dependent on us. It is our duty to protect. And if somebody comes and attacks your children and tries to harm them, then you're going to protect them. Even in that protection, you have to be little aggressive or violent. You may have to, like somebody's putting a gun on your children's head and try to kill them, then you are not going to be quiet there. You are doing best whatever you can. You might have to be violent. So that is called as teja. Teja means not to use your power to show that you are powerful, but teja means to use your power to protect who needs help. That is teja. Next is shama, forgiveness. Very, very important quality, very, very suitable for progress of bhakti. If we cannot forgive someone, then that thought that grudge which remains in your mind is block on the path of progress of Krishna consciousness. So Shama or forgiveness is very, very important because it brings you closer to Krishna. More you think about somebody else, like say somebody hurt you, and you keep on thinking about that, then what is happening here is that while you are thinking about that person, you are not thinking about Krishna. So now you are getting away from Krishna and you are getting closer to that negative thought. And that should not be a block. We have done so much. Why such a small thought? If somebody says something, just forgive it and just move on. Move on closer to Krishna, nothing else. So that is very important. Next one is dhrita, fortitude. Now, what is dhriti or fortitude? Fortitude is it is the strength of your mind, which will help you to encounter or to face the dangerous condition in your life, or say there is a not so favorable situation in your life. You feel very difficult to go through certain stage of life, or there is a lot of stress in your life. Everybody has this point in their life. There is some point in their life where there is, you feel like, oh my God, how will I overcome this stage? At that time, we need help. We have seen that current a lot of people, they break down, they get depression, they get suicidal thoughts, or they commit some activities which they should not be doing it because they do not have this fortitude to get over that particular phase of life. And how can you get over that? That is dependency on Krishna, complete attachment to Krishna. So if we have an attachment to Krishna, then we have the strength of mind which will help us to encounter such a difficult situation in our life. So that is called Dhrita, very favorable for bhakti. Next one is Saucham, cleanliness. We talked about this earlier. There are two types of cleanliness. One is external and one is internal. External cleanliness is keeping our body clean. Advisable to take shower at least twice a day. Very, very important. And the internal cleanliness, reading Bhagavad Gita and reading Bhagavatam and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Very, very important. Cleanliness is very important. And the last quality Lord Krishna describes, the second last quality Lord Krishna describes is Adroha. Adroha means freedom from enviness. Very, very important quality. We should not be envious of anybody. If anybody is doing better than us, we should be happy for it rather than being envious. Envy is another poison. If we become envious to others, then we are drinking a poison. The next one is, last one is, na ati manita, no expectation of honor. So these are the conducive or divine qualities which will help us to progress path of bhakti. So I'm open for any questions if you have. I will pause here for a few seconds. I'll drink some water. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please type it in your chat box. Did you all enjoy these qualities? And do you think that these qualities are conducive for Krishna consciousness? Do you think that if we follow bhakti, Krishna consciousness sincerely, most of these qualities will be byproduct actually? You don't have to try hard. These qualities are so wonderful. Imagine you have all these qualities, 26 qualities. Imagine you have them in 100%. What will happen to your life? Your life will be wonderful. Isn't that? You imagine that you have these qualities. How attractive will be your personality that the life will be like 360 degrees change. And uh, this is the result of bhakti. If you keep on doing bhakti, friends, all this will be byproduct. These are only 26. You will get 64 qualities. If you 64 qualities are there in Krishna. But anyway, but if we sincerely follow the qualities, these are the minimum qualities which you will definitely get. And then there is another book called as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Whenever time will allow us, we will read on that. It's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is called as Nectar of Devotion. Um, so we will will progress on that path someday or other. Uh, there is a question here by Nolene. Can you please explain fortitude? Of course, I will explain. William has left because he has to go somewhere because of some emergency. No problem at all. Hare Krishna, William. You take care. I will little bit explain fortitude. Fortitude is the strength of our mind. Uh, our mind is sometimes weak when we face a danger or encounter a problematic situation in our life, or we get discouraged when there is a uh, we get discouraged when there is um, not so favorable situation. In that situation, we need some strength, and that strength is fortitude, right? So we are going to uh, dependent on Krishna so that we can face those dangerous situations. Okay. Uh, Going to the, so I just heard that our friend William's friend, something happened, and he is uh, he has to go to that particular situation. and the life is uncertain, we all pray to Krishna that he gives mercy to everybody. And we don't know the circumstances, so we'll just keep on giving sending our best wishes for the departed soul. And may Krishna give strength to everybody there. We'll chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for the well-being of everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So more we keep on praying, more we keep on chanting, people around us get benefited by the prayers. So our prayers for everyone. We'll continue our path of bhakti on chapter number 16, fourth sloka. Lord Krishna now is describing demoniac qualities. He's saying, Dhambo darpo vimanascha krodas parusham evacha agnyanam cha abhijatasya partha sampadam asurim. So what are these qualities? So first quality Lord Krishna is saying Dhamba. Dhamba means pride. Pride means making show off. Some people, they make show of their knowledge, or they make show of their advancement in the progress, whatever the money, power, whatever they have, beauty. If we make show of it, then that is not conducive for liberation. Sometimes people make show of the things which they do not have. They just borrow from making show from borrowed treasures. It is not. That is called as dhamma. Dhamma means pride. Next is darpa, arrogance. Arrogance is behavior. You know, when you have something very valuable, then your behavior becomes little bit proud as well as arrogant behavior. People become arrogant when they have too much money, they have too much wealth, they have too much education. Then arrogance is uh, some seen many times, but that is not suitable for bhakti. Third is abhiman. Abhiman means desire to be worshipped by others. Demanding respect. Actually, the respect has to be commanded, not demanded. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that if you really want to chant holy name, then amanina manadena kirtanya sadahari, which means that uh, we have to give respect rather than expecting respect. Give all the respect to everybody. Do not expect anything back. That is very conducive for liberation. Ripalji has a question. I have heard about even the Lord getting angry, and so do Devi Devtas. How different it is, that anger from the one we experience. So there is one anger of Lord, there is another anger of Devi Devta, and third anger of human beings. What is the difference? So anger of Krishna is just like father or mother becoming angry for a child. Uh, Lord Krishna became angry when Shishupal was offending him, and then Lord Krishna said, "I'm going to give you 100 times, 100 chances, and if you do next time, then I'm going to punish you." Like that. So, but then when Shishupal was punished, Shishupal actually got liberation because whenever Lord becomes angry, like Lord Ramachandra ji killed Ravana, but then Ravana got liberated. So, Lord's anger is for our betterment. When a child is doing naughty things, then the parents become angry that please do not do this because this is harmful. And then the child doesn't listen, then the father will become angry. So like that. So that anger is good. Another anger is of Devi Devata. Now, for example, there is an example of anger by Indra when Lord Krishna asked his father Nanda Maharaj that why don't we stop this worship of Indra and we worship Govardhan? And then Indra became angry. So what was Indra's anger? Indra's anger is, how can Krishna stop my worship? So that was anger in proud. So what angry Indra did? When Indra became angry, then he started showering a lot of rains on the Brajavasis. So that anger was in the mode of tamoguna actually. So anger can also be in the mode of rajoguna, tamoguna, or sattvaguna. Like Hanumanji became angry when Ravan abducted Mother Sita. And what did angry Hanumanji do? Hanumanji first went to Ravan, he crossed over Lanka, and he told him, "Hey Ravan, please return Sita Mata, otherwise you're going to die. Why do you want to take this risk? You have beautiful Lanka, just rule it, keep Ramchandraji in the center of your life." But Ravan didn't listen, and then Ravan burned the tail of Hanumanji. So what did angry Hanumanji did? And then Hanumanji became very angry. "Hey Ravan, you are not listening. You are troubling Sita Mata. I am going to burn your whole Lanka." So that anger is in the Sattva Guna, which means that Hanumanji, even though he is a Devta, he became so angry that he burned the Lanka. And that was in service of Lord Ramachandraji. But Indra, even though he was a Devta in Rajoguna and Tamoguna, he became angry. So anger can be in the mode of Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. For example, if somebody starts criticizing Lord Krishna, then I have few options. One is that I become angry and I will start explaining him. That is another option is that I just doesn't worry about it and leave that from that place. So to become angry for no reason is not good. If you are really want to be angry, then your anger can be used in the service of Krishna. If somebody is criticizing, like Hanumanji, criticizing Ramchandraji, then Hanumanji become angry. If somebody is criticizing Krishna, you can become angry and tell him whatever you want to tell him. But you don't want to be angry when somebody is telling wrong to you, because people normally become angry when they get hurt. If somebody tells me, "Hey, you are like this, you are like this, you are like this," and then you become angry and you start fighting. There is no point in becoming angry when somebody tells you personally something. But if he tells something for Krishna, I may become angry. So that is another thing. So I might get away from that place also if I'm too busy. I do not have time to argue with him. Then I'll get. But if I find a suitable candidate, I might become angry and tell him something. But it's all in service of Krishna. So I hope that helps you, Ripalji. Is that making sense? Thank you, Ripalji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we are progressing. We have little less time left actually. We are still on fourth shloka of Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 16. And we have to go to chapter shloka number almost 24, 25 shlokas. So we are going to finish 20 slokas in half an hour. Let's try what best we can do. So Abhiman, next one is Krodha, anger. Again, that we discussed in very detail now, which is not suitable, but not to become angry for no reason. Then Parushyam, harshness. Harshness is speak very harshly. If you speak very arrogantly, harshly, it is not conducive for liberation. And Agnanam, ignorance. Ignorance means that thinking that we are this body and doing everything for the body, nothing for the soul. That is ignorance, and it is not suitable for liberation. Further, Lord Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 16, text 5, Daivi Sampada Vimokshaya Nibandhya Asuri Mataha. The divine qualities are conducive for liberation, whereas the demonic qualities are make the bondage. So if we have too many demoniac qualities, further Lord Krishna is going to describe them about more demoniac qualities. Lord Krishna has described 26 divine qualities. Now he's describing more about demoniac qualities. So Lord Krishna is saying 16.7 to 16.20, all the demoniac qualities. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha Janana vidur asuraha na saucham na api chacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. Those who are demoniac, they do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. So what is that? Asuri Bhava? This is a picture from internet actually. The demoniac, they do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Sometimes they act whimsically, demoniac people, and they do not act according to the rules and regulations of the scripture. You can see that people are naked, they are not wearing anything, and this is the thing in many places across the world. People are not knowing how to live the life. They try to expose their bodies, and that is a like sort of a, I don't know what to say, but it is Asuri Bhava as per. It is not civilized at all to stay like this. This is Asuri Bhava. They do not follow any rules and regulations. They are unclean, improper behavior, untruthfulness, and they are self-centered. They do not care for anything. They just do whatever they want to do. This is not conducive for liberation. Further, Lord Krishna saying, Asatyam apratishtham te jagat ahur anishwaram aparaspara samabhutam kimanyat kamahaitukam. They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say that it is produced of sex desires and has no cause other than the lust. Uh, So here is a picture of an atheist. They do not believe in the God. They say there is no God. Everything is, they have only one thing. They just thinking about the opposite gender, and that is the ultimate thing for them. There is nothing else in the life. And friends, if you see most of the advertisement around the current situation in the modern world, is around this concept. Eat, drink, sleep, and enjoy. There is nothing else left. That is the Asuri Bhava, which is not conducive at all for liberation. We have to be very responsible. Our karmas are going to take us up or down. If we do karma for Krishna, it is suitable. But then if you are bounded with the karma, then what is the result? Too much attraction for the material things is not suitable. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Adhyakshana Prakriti Suyate Sacharasaran, everything is being controlled by me. But demoniac do not think that. They think that we are the. Then there was a demon, his name was Hiranyakashipu, and he was thinking like the same thing. Further, Lord Krishna is saying such demoniac nature. Here, one thing is to be noted is that it is the qualities which can make you divine or demoniac. It is not the people. A demon can become a devotee. A devotee can become a demon. Why? Because of change of the qualities. So we have to be very careful what qualities we are associating with. That is going to bind us or liberate us. So do not, we don't label people. These are the qualities. Like I have a demoniac qualities and I have a divine quality. Everybody has the mixture of, the bag is full of mix, plus and minus. This body is mix of plus and minus. But we have to remove these demoniac qualities from us, from myself. I'm not going to use this Bhagavad Gita to judge others. Oh, that's a demon coming. No, no, no. Don't do that. The demon is within us. This is to guide us how to overcome the demon within us. And then we do have these qualities plus minus. Sometimes we might have one more than another. So what is Lord Krishna saying further? Etam drishtim avastabhya nasta mano alpa buddhasya prabhavanti ugra karmana shayaya jato ahita. Following such conclusions, what is that conclusion? That there is no God, everything is sex life and like that. The demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible work which is meant to destroy the whole world. Actually, you can see there is one word called Ugra Karma. If you can see this word here, Ugra Karma. What is Ugra Karma? Ugra Karma means that performing the work which is destructive, which is harmful. And one of the Ugra Karma is the nuclear bomb. Ugra Karma. Friends, this nuclear energy to be utilized for the welfare is now becoming the source of destruction. A lot of nations across the world have this nuclear energy, nuclear bomb, and this is going to devastate this world, Ugra Karma. So those people who have no faith in Krishna, no faith in God, they have devised this demoniac nuclear bomb, and if this goes in the hand of one crooked man, that will be the end of the world. So this is a demoniac nature, and we can see that people who have no faith in Krishna, they have devised this. Otherwise, why would you devise a nuclear bomb? There's no point in it. But that is the nature of a demoniac thing. Further, Lord Krishna says in 11th and 12th shloka, they believe that to gratify senses is the prime necessity of civilization. Thus, until the end of the life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Bound by the network of hundreds and thousands of desires, they are absorbed in lust and anger. They secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Idam adya maya labdam imam prapashye manoratham idam astidam apime bhavishyati punardhanam. The demoniac nature thinks that so much wealth I have today and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine and I will increase it in future more and more. Isn't that we all have the similar plans? That I have so much money, I have this plan, I'm doing this business, I will invest this more. And for what? Not for serving Krishna. It is all for me, nothing for others. All this is for me. I am going to be the enjoyer of this everything, and I want to be the beneficiary of everything. So that is what is a demoniac nature thinks about. Further, Asuri Maya Hatu Shatrur Anishe cha param api Ishvaro aham bhogi Siddho aham balavan sukhi. Very nice shloka here. Lord Krishna is saying, the Asuri nature thinks that he is my enemy and I have killed him. And my other animals will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am the perfect. I am the powerful. He's saying, Asu maya hata shatru. He is my enemy, a shatru, and I have killed my shatru. And I am going to punish him more and more. And I am the Lord, I am the master, I am the enjoyer, I am the powerful, I am very happy, I have so much opulence, other people are insignificant in front of me. This is Asuri Bhava. Asuri Bhava means our nature becomes Asuri. All qualities are within us, friends. We don't have to go outside to look for them. This is within us. This is me. This is within me. So don't look outside, just look inside and find out if you have this, destroy it with Krishna consciousness. Just replace that negative with all Krishna, nothing else. That's it. Next one is Adhya Abhignanam Ashmi Ko Anyo Asti Sadrasho Maya Yakshase Dashyami Modishya Iti Agnana Vimohita. I am the richest man. I am surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is no one so powerful and as happy I am. I shall perform sacrifice. I shall give in some charity, and thus I will rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. Here, there is an example of this Ravana. A 10-headed Ravana he was thinking that I'm so powerful. I am doing this austerity of Lord Shiva. I'm going to get blessing and boon of Lord Shiva. And then he did austerity of Brahma, and he got the boon from Brahma. So I'm so powerful. Now I will do some charity. I have gained so much wealth, and I will give some donation, because I have so much. I can give so many things, like that. So that is a demoniac bhava, asuri bhava, and these are not conducive at all for liberation. Next one is 16.16. Aneka chitta vibranta mohajala samavrataha. Mohajal is very important. Here is, you can see a man entangled in a spider called a spider man. Mohajala. Actually, jala is the net, and there is another net we are trapped in called as internet. This internet is a big jal. This net is the internet, and we all are trapped in net. WhatsApp, Facebook, what is that? Instagram, and so many other things. I don't remember the names also, but there are so many other medias now popping up everywhere, and this has trapped all of us. We are trapped in this like anything. Like sometimes I see people on the bus stand. I'm driving by, and they are into their phones, and they are walking. And my God, I said, what's happened to this world now? This world is trapped into this internet. Really, this cell phone has trapped everybody. So this is a mohajala. Krishna has used the word mohajal here. Very important word here, which means that we are aneka chitta vibranta. Aneka chitta. No limit at all. We are perplexed by so many anxieties, so many illusions. Now, through this internet, we hear the things which we don't even want to hear. Isn't that true? People are sending these messages on WhatsApp, and I'm not interested in, but I'm getting those messages in my box right away, right there. And then you open and you see it. And then your mind, the day you start thinking like that, your brain goes crooked. Because these thoughts of different politics and this and that, this problem in America is because of internet. You see that the whatever happened in they attacked their government building is because of the internet thing. If internet would not have been there, this would not have happened. But anyhow, whatever it is, I am not going to into that detail. But that is a moha maya jal, which is that it is trapping all of us. And Lord Krishna says, 16.6, thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by the network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to the sense enjoyment. And they fall down into hellish life. Yeah. This is the modern advancement of civilization. This is we are trapped in, and we are thinking that we are making progress, but actually we are regressing more and more and more according to the knowledge here. Further, 16.17, Yajante nama yagnaste dambhena avidhi purvakam. They sometimes proudly perform some sacrifice in name only without following rules and regulations. The important word here is avidhi purvakam. There is a rule and regulation for everything, friends. It is not that you have been given license to drive means that you are going to drive randomly on the highways or the roads. You have to follow certain vidhi. Vidhi means rules and regulations. And here Krishna is saying, dambhena avidhi purvakam. Sometimes people do so-called religious activities, and they act as if they are religious, but they are not following the proper rules and regulations. Somebody might be dressing on a saffron dress, acting like a sannyasi. Why? Because they want to be respected by people. Such a dambha is not suitable for liberation. That is asuri bhava. If you are wearing a saffron dress and becoming a sannyasi so that you want some prestige, honor, money, then that is asuri bhava. And there are many, many examples. I do not want to take any names here, But we have seen time again and again in the history that in the name of religion, people cheat others. Even in the name of doing good, people take advantage of somebody else. That is not, that is asuri bhava. And someday or other, karma is going to chase you. It's not going to leave you. So that is damba. Next one is, Lord Krishna is saying 16.18, Ahankaram balam darpam, kamam krodascha samshriti. Such asuri bhava, bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and the bodies of others, and they blaspheme against the real religion. Here is a picture. This is a person called as Hiranyakashipu, and this is a Prahlad, a little devotee. Prahlad was always remembering Krishna, and his father was a demon, Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was atheist. He did not believe in God. He did not believe in Krishna. And when his son started worshipping Krishna, he wanted to kill him. And that is what is mentioned here by Lord Krishna. The demon becomes envious of Lord who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others. And they blaspheme against them. So Prahlad was punished very badly by this demon Hiranyakashipu because he was envious of Krishna. But the Lord Krishna is saying, Asurim yonim apana buddha janmani janmani mama aprapye kaunteya tato yanti adam gatim. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demoniac life, O son of Kunti, such persons never can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the lowest abominable type of existence. So here, Lord Krishna is saying that these demoniac qualities will slowly and slowly, they are taking us down to the lower platform of life, so from human to animal to insect to bird, the reptiles. And so instead of going up, we are going down, down, dragging ourselves down. So friends, this is not about judging anyone else. Again, I'm repeating, this is for ourselves. If there is even one of this demoniac quality in our life, it will drag us down. So how to be free from these demoniac qualities, which is explained by Lord Krishna in shloka number 21 to 24. So what is that Lord Krishna saying? Lord Krishna is saying, Trividam naraka shedam dvaram nashanam atmana kama krodhas tatha lobhas tasmad etat trayam tyajet. Tyam trajet. Trajet means one must give up. What one must give up? The three qualities which will lead to the hell. Royal road to hell, or you can say highway to hell. Hell means is a hellish life. If you really want to live hellish life, then these are the three highways. What is that? Lust, anger, and greed. Kama, krodha, and lobha. All these three are royal road to hell, highway to hell. So if you can avoid this, which is conducive, lust, anger, and greed, this is the path of bhakti. And on this path of bhakti, these are the three people: greed, lust, and anger. They are going to pull you down. Here is Bhakti Devi, and Bhakti Devi wants to take you up, but this kama, krodha, and anger, they want to take you down. Lust, anger, and greed, every sane man should give them up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. So if you are really intelligent, and if you do not want to glide down to the demoniac life, to the hellish life, then whenever you feel lusty, angry, and greedy, start chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And remember the message of Bhagavad Gita, that this lust, anger, and greed is taking me away from Krishna. And what you can do is, friends, one thing is that practical solution is that when you feel lusty, when you feel greedy, when you feel angry, One thing you can do is open Bhagavad Gita, start reading Bhagavad Gita. Second thing you can do is chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or have a devotee friend, one who is very close to Krishna. Have a relationship with him or her. A man can talk to man, a woman can talk to a woman, and tell them what is you are feeling like. Have a relationship with a devotee so close, and just call him and saying that I am having this anger entering in my mind, and I just want to talk to you now. So that way you can relieve yourself. Lust, anger, and greed are highway to hell. When you become lusty, when you become greedy, and when you become angry, you commit sinful activities. A lusty man will perform sinful activity. Angry man will do or tell some activities which is harmful. And greed is, of course, not good for liberation. Next one, Lord Krishna is saying further, the man who has escaped these three gates of hell, lust, anger, and greed, O son of Kunti, performs the acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination. Iter vimukta kaunteya tamodvares tribhir naraha. Tribhi means three, nara means the person. So one who get away from these three qualities, he can rise very quickly on the path of bhakti. Next one, Lord Krishna is saying, Yaha Shastra Vidim Utsarja Vartate Kama Karataha Na Sa Siddhim Avapnoti Na Sukham Na Param Gatim. He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. So here Lord Krishna is saying is that all these instructions which I have just told you, if you do not obey, then you will be suffering in this material world forever. Krishna is telling all this. Krishna is not gaining anything out of this. He is giving us this knowledge so that we can go back to him. He is not interested in anything. He is not branding himself. He is not marketing himself. He is telling you how to get out of the problems in the life. Bhagavad Gita is art of living. Krishna is teaching us how to live a life which is happy, full of knowledge, and blissful life. So if we do decide not to follow, then the life is full of miseries. But if we follow the Krishna's instruction, then even though the problems will come, the life will not be miserable. That is what Krishna is telling here. Just follow the message of Bhagavad Gita. 1624. Tasmat shastram paramam te pramanam te karya vyavastitu gnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum iharsi. One should therefore understand what is the duty and what is not duty by regulations of scripture. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. Friends, this is the last sloka of this chapter, and the idea Lord Krishna is giving to Arjuna is that there is a rule and regulation, there is a book of law we have to follow. If we do not follow laws of Krishna, then we will be in trouble. So, rules and regulations are very, very important. Human life is meant for rules, like say killing is sinful for human beings. Killing is not sinful for tiger. For tiger, it is natural to kill other animal. But for us, killing animal is a sinful. So rules are only for humans, nobody else. Like having illicit relationship, having relationship outside marriage life is sinful for human beings. Animals have no such rule. Animals can have, because they have no marriage life in the animals. But nowadays, humans are behaving like animals. They have these live-in relationships, having children without marriage. So many things are happening. It is not conducive. Uh, Human life means rules and regulations. And bhakti is following those rules and regulations with love. There are two ways you can follow the rules. Like some people, they are fined by the government, punished by the government, and then they learn how to follow the rules and regulations. Like if you're driving on the highway and with the speed, over speeding, then somebody gives you a ticket of 100, 200, $500 and some points on your license, then you come to your senses, my God, I should follow the rules. But one who is gentle, who is an obedient citizen of the country, he will say, no matter what happens, I'm going to follow the rules. Similarly, I love Krishna. Krishna is my supreme worshipable Lord. He is my father. He is there in my heart. He is Govinda. He is a Rishikesh. He is giving me so many things. Why should not I listen to him? Krishna is giving me fresh air, fresh water. He is giving me food. He's given me such a wonderful family. I'm so much blessed to have Guru in my life. I'm so blessed that I have my Guru's name is His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Uh, I'm so blessed. What else I do need? So why don't I follow rules of Krishna with love? Hey Krishna, I want to follow this because you are the one who are giving me. You are most lovable to me. Why shouldn't I follow? I know whatever rules you have set is for my good, and I love you, Krishna. Why don't I follow these rules? I'm going to follow 100%. So this is the all about Krishna consciousness, friends. Krishna consciousness is all about bhakti, and bhakti is all about prema. And prema is all about exchange. Exchange means giving and taking, giving and taking. So you give service to Krishna and you take blessings from Krishna, like that. So this is all about bhakti. Even Krishna, when he was young, actually you can see here Krishna and Balram. Here is Krishna, here is Balramji, and they are learning from Sandipani Muni. Here, Krishna has no need to get teachings from a guru. Krishna doesn't need guru. Why would Krishna need a guru? But as Lord Krishna came as a human being to set an example to us, how yada yada acharati shrestha. Lord Krishna is teaching through his example that I have accepted a guru. Everybody will need a guru in their life. So, friends, engaging in bhakti under the guidance of a bona fide disciple, a bona fide teacher is very, very important. And this is the ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita, following the rules and regulations with love for Krishna. With that, I will pause here. I will take any questions or comments you have. If not, then I will have, maybe I have 3 little questions for you, quiz for you. But maybe I can ask you if you have any questions. If not, then I'll go to the quiz. What should I do? Go to the quiz or you have any questions? I don't see any questions coming up. So we'll go ahead with the last part of the session. Okay. How many qualities are described in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 16, shloka 1 to 3, gradually developing which one can rise to the transcendental realization? 26 qualities, 20, 16, 32. How many qualities are conducive for liberation? Ramachandran ji, Shyama Prabhu, Nolin, Ripple ji, Parul ji, Tash, Ajit Prabhu, Shyam Prabhu is correct. Everybody is correct. 26 qualities of liberation, which are Devi Bhava. Devi Bhava means the qualities which are divine qualities, which are best for progressing on the path of bhakti. Then the demons do not follow the rules for fill in the blank type of cleanliness. Internal, external, both A and B. B, neither of them. So demons do not follow the rules for internal cleanliness, external cleanliness, both or neither of them. Ramachandran ji is saying C, Parul ji is saying C, Nolin is saying C, Shyam Prabhu is saying C, absolutely. Anita ji is saying C, absolutely. So what is internal cleanliness? Ripple ji is correct. Anita ji is correct. Internal cleanliness is daily reciting Bhagavad Gita, daily reciting Bhagavatam, and thank you, Madhufai. Thank you, Tash. Yes, thank you, Tash is correct. So daily reciting Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, chanting the holy name. And the external cleanliness, taking shower every day. Very, very important. Wearing clean, not very fancy, not very expensive clothes, but the clean clothes. Very important. Sometimes people wear so dirty clothes, so it smells like anything. But cleanliness is very important. Next thing is, what interpretation do demons have regarding the creation of the world? The material manifestation arises due to chance, material actions and reactions. Demoniac nature thinks that there is no cause other than the material nature being the origin of this manifestation. They do not accept God as the creator of the world, but rather everyone has their own theory of creation and all of the above. So, what is the interpretation of demoniacs about the creation of the world? What do they think? Parulji is saying D, absolutely. Ripalji is saying D. Shyam Prabhu is saying D, absolutely. Ramachandran is saying D. Nolin is saying D. Tash is saying D, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Ajit Prabhu is saying D. The material nature, Anita ji is saying D, wonderful. I'm glad to know that all of you are understanding this chapter through this quiz. It makes Madhufai, thank you so much. The material manifestation arise due to everything is arising because of Krishna. There is a creator. When there is a creation, when you see a painting, which means there is a painter. A painting doesn't come all of a sudden like from nowhere, right? When you have like a watch, you have a watch. So there is a person who have made a watch. Is that the watch didn't come out of nowhere. When there is a creation, there is a creator. It's a common sense. If you are a scientist, it is a logically think that how can the things can exist without a creator? It's not possible. So a scientist who is really like Newton was a great scientist and he believed in the existence of God. So there is one time one of his friend came to him and Newton was dismantling his car. He had a beautiful car and Newton dismantled his car. He separated all the parts of his car and he just separated and put them in the hallway. And his friend came and said, why did you separate this? So he said, now I'm going to make a big blast and then the car is going to come out of this blast. So he said, that is a crazy thought. The Newton was saying that, yes, that is what I'm trying to propose, that this Big Bang theory, that this Big Bang means that there was a big explosion and this world came out of this explosion. I don't think that is true. Anything in the life doesn't come like without all the things in our life is made by somebody. So similarly, this world is made by a creator, Krishna. Next one is, what is the ultimate goal of life for the demoniac people? Serving humanity, serving the Lord, sense enjoyment, serving impersonalism. What is the life of a demoniac look like? They want to serve humanity, they want to serve Lord, they want to serve their own senses, or they want to serve impersonal form of Lord. Shyam Prabhu, Ajit Prabhu, Ramachandran ji, Anita ji, all of you are correct. Ripple ji, correct. Sense enjoyment. Serving humanity is not their goal actually. Nolin, thank you so much. Sangeeta ji, thank you so much. Their aim is to satisfy their own senses, nothing else. Last question for today. What one has to give up so that one does not fall to demoniac life? Lust, anger, greed. Lust, anger, pride. Anger, pride, material austerity. Anger, greed, material austerity. This is as per the Bhagavad Gita. All of you know the answer, but just to revise, these are the three royal road to hell. Thank you, Ramachandranji. Thank you, Nolin. Thank you, Shyama Prabhu. Austerity should never be given up. Everybody has to be austere. It is lust, anger, and greed has to be given up. Thank you, Anita ji. Thank you, Ripal ji. Thank you, Parul ji. Thank you, Shyam Prabhu. With that, I would like to thank you all. And the homework for all of you is that prepare a short video presentation on chapter number 16. Send me by WhatsApp, send me by email, whatever works for you. We'll like to hear from you. And now we are into the second last chapter next week, which is chapter number 17, and then chapter number 18. We have started with mantra meditation sessions. Last week was the first session, and some of you have already joined it. Those who want to join mantra meditation sessions on Wednesday morning, Eastern Standard Time is 6 a.m., which is Wednesday morning 6 o'clock. And in India time will be the Wednesday evening 4:30. So if you want to join Japa session, send me a message on my email, vccthunderbay@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to have you in the, I will send you the details. Just send me a message if you really want to join Japa sessions, meditation sessions, mantra sessions. We are trying to dive deeper. Thank you, Nolin, for completing 3 days of meditation. Thank you so much, Ramachandran ji. Thank you so much, Swati ji. Hare Krishna to everyone. We'll happy to see you again next Saturday. And tomorrow is Satsanga program. So those who have already signed up for Satsanga program, please join us tomorrow evening. We are going to recite Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'll see you in Satsang program as well. And if you cannot attend Satsang program live, if you register it, you will get the link for Satsang program in your replay in your email. Thank you, Ripalji. Stay safe. Thank you, Madhufai Haribol. Thank you, Nolan. Thank you all for your time. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Sangeeta ji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Jarvin. Hare Krishna, Jarvin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ajit ji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Parul ji, thank you so much for being part of the today's session. Shyam Prabhu, I really liked your video. Keep up the good work. Sangeeta ji, thank you so much. Sonal ji, thank you. And you can send your videos to me for next session earlier so that we can present them. I really liked your video. Thank you, Jarvin. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Stay safe, stay happy, healthy, and live Krishna conscious life. Hare Krishna. I will take your permission. I will close the session for today. If you have any questions, you can send me by email. I will be happy to answer all the questions you have.